Hello. We are back again today. Set up we use the Freytag pyramids this thing to set up another type of story. So the plan is to set up multiple stories and then get into writing get into we set up story 8. That's all. If you don't have your system, it's getting ready. We're getting ready. Don't forget to follow, share, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell so that anytime you get us very, 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 very follow, share. So my socials are up here. So you have if you go on any of my socials, you'll see Delta.writer. So I'm pretty much the same everywhere. People to join in. If I have at least one person joining in, it will be a positive stream, and we'll definitely go forward with the stream. Play some music. Play some music to start. There are some people that like to play music while they are writing. I don't know. I'm unable to play music while writing. Maybe we'll try that today. So the song playing is by Joy Fruits. Thank God I got my vibes. The dopamine to it. Some will keep me wrong from right. But I don't like when my better side takes hold of me. I didn't want you, don't fail me now. I got to stand my ground. And know I'm down for trying. I am better in denial, so I hush. Don't make a sound. I know I'm down for trying. I am better in denial. I cry like crocodile, then drink opinions out. I've always got an answer. The sun shines on my mind. There ain't a rule I'd wanna break. I'd rather kill than show my face, man. I guess I got to stand my ground. I know I'm down for trying. I am better now. I got to stand my ground. I know I will. Am I better hiding? Why? And then I tell me now. Trying, I am better. Fail me now. I'm down.
To the Lamb of God. To the Lamb where the worthy, Allah, lift it, every worthy, Allah, lift it.
They proper coffee sippers, I ain't talking bossy pickups. I almost dropped my liquor, cause right now nobody's sicker. Except the one massacre. I picture you know, cause right now nobody's sicker. Except the one massacre. I picture you know, my vibe it differs sicker. Except the one massacre. I picture you know, my vibe it differs. I scream my strategies and singing all the melodies where I mash up the murder. I'm trying to be a better me, not the way you remember me. I left that in the cemetery, that side of me is dead. I said what I said, better me, not the way you remember me. I left that in the cemetery, that side of me is dead. I said what I said. I get out of bed, make sure it's spread and watch me be misled. I said I get out of bed, make sure it's spread and watch me be misled. Punished by the mind, I finished by the mind. I said I pray and they fled. Ay, bonnet, yup, said I pray and they fled. Ay, bonnet, yup, yup. I be in my biz out the way. I be in my biz out the way. Still coffee when they wake. I be in my biz out the way. Still coffee when they wake up, yeah. Getting to the paper. Clean on the vibing with me, say they need me like I'm vitamin C. I hide and they seek me, they know I got the right energy. And all them other DJ, they need figure find in my seat. They try to repeat what I do and end up tired and defeated. They trying to retreat. I heard they crying in their sleep. Somebody please remind these niggas this is my industry. That's why I keep applying pressure and applying the heat. That's why I keep applying pressure and applying the heat. Otherwise, I be in my biz out the way. When I pull up, you know the time of day.
Not so good that you wanna feel it, you see we slow the healing. Keep your head, call out if you need a friend. Don't you worry, keep your head if you need a friend.
Yeah. So let's begin. Let's be a Lagos bus driver who discovers his strange son is a cultist terrorizing the same route he flies daily. And then we develop the what if. What if you found out that your estranged son is a cult leader? Story idea: a religious bus driver wants to reconnect with his estranged son, but the son is a cult leader. Freytag's pyramid structure, we first did the exposition where we developed our character's world. So that was where we met Mr. Adenegon. He's decorated with religious relics, a bus driver. He prays before he steps out of his house. In his prayer, he mentions how he wishes to reconnect with his estranged son, da 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 da. Then we get to the inciting incident, something that changes the character's journey, the character's worldview. We found out that he gets ambushed by a cult group, only for him to find out that his son is actually the leader of that, that cult group. Then the rising action is the things that the character now does when their inciting incident happens. So we now see him deliberately, looking for his son actively. Now that he knows that the son is around, actively, getting himself involved. And then we now see the climax. The climax is where we see the effect of the character's response. In the rising action, the character responds to an inciting incident. In the climax, we see the effect of that character's response to the inciting incident, and there he poses a question. So, and then we have the following action, which is what now happens after the question is answered. And then resolution is the effect of that character's answer. Now, what happens after the character answers the question is, what are the things that the character does to back their answers? Like maybe they have to make a choice between yes and no. So when they make the yes, when they make the the choice of yes, what were the things that happened afterwards as a result of them saying yes? What were the actions that they did that backed up their yes? Right? And then you now have the resolution, which is now the effect of them choosing yes. And then the denouement is our character's new world, which we sorted out. We dealt with that. So there's another new trick, cool trick I'll teach you with writer duet. So as you can see, we already have this piece for this initial story, and we want to actually tell the next story, which is a crime thriller story. A young man steals a phone in Ojuelegba and accidentally finds recording that could topple a sitting governor. Right? So this is the story we are dealing with today. A young man steals a phone in Ojuelegba and accidentally finds recordings that could topple a sitting governor. So what happens here is that we want to open a new project. I'm just going to leave all these projects like this so that we don't affect uh, everything we've written here. So I will just go to new project. You can see what's the new project. Short, let's say short 2. So the first title document, short 2. Now it's the screenplay. We get open to a new project phase, right? So this is a new project, and then now I can import, right? So I don't wish to import at the moment, but you get the idea. Now I can import. So how do I get to each of those projects, right? So we go to open portfolio. So in your portfolio, you have a list of your projects. So this is one of the projects, false pretense, which was one of the stories I was writing at a point. Then we have this, which is short and then written, right? So now what happens here is I want to navigate to title page, and of course, short 2 written by Damiade, blah, 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 just like we had it in the other one. Now, we want to write an outline. So, I'm going to copy the idea. So, copy. And I have this. So, that's the idea. Again, we are going to go through exactly what we went through the last time, which was creating a what if premise, right? So this is the idea, story idea, right? Let's just say idea. Then we are going to now create a what if. So what is our what if? The what if that we can use in this case. All right. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. All right. So I'm getting a lot of script frames, getting a lot of script frames, similar to the data script frames 5 minutes ago. Um, all these are making my stream a bit, jumpy. They're making the live stream jumpy, sort of. And I need to ensure that, you know, um, I just hope that it's not as bad as it seems to be. So yeah, I will just continue. So what if? Now the what if that we can use in this case, So a young man steals a phone in Ujuelegba and accidentally finds. What if you could topple a sitting governor? Or what if you had information that would destroy? What if you had information? What if you have an info that can destroy a sitting governor? Right. So that's a pretty strong what if. I mean, it gets people talking, it gets people saying, what do I do with that kind of information? Do I now go, oh, now I'm gonna, you know, now I'm going to now I'm going to extort, now I'm going to blackmail, you know? What if? Do you get? So it's just a thing of what if. So now we now go to story idea. So the story idea is simple. The character wants, but do we get? Now this one is a bit tricky. Now what does this character want? This character simply wants money. A character that steals wants money, right? So a a now we have to give him an adjective because everybody in this world has an adjective that is tagged to them. Everybody in this world has an adjective that is connected to them. Everybody in this whole wide world. Um, it can be calm. It can be patient. It can be aggressive. It can be there is just that one thing that every single person in this world has that is as a result of you know as a result of their behavior. So every human or a boy, we have to find out, we have to give that boy an adjective. So what is the adjective we can give this boy in this case? So the adjective we can give this boy in this case is a say struggling. We can't say struggling, right? We can say struggling. A struggling, phone thief wants money, for a phone is stole, but wants money for a phone is stole, but um we can say but the content in the phone but the content in the phone um wants money. No, yeah, let's say wants money for a content a struggling phone thief wants money for a content in a phone is stole, but the content can destroy a sitting governor. Now, we can also call him smart. A smart but struggling phone thief wants money for a content in a phone he stole, but the content can destroy a sitting governor. So this person, this person, hmm. So the but his life is at stake. Yeah, that gives it a bit more chill. You feel a kind of chill towards that, like, what? What's gonna happen? Right? So a struggling phone thief wants money for a content in a phone he stole, but his life is at stake. So now we can begin to use the Freytag's pyramid to decode the whole story. So we begin with um, setup, right? We begin with setup. So what is the setup? Now we meet the boy. I usually like to do this. The setup is uh, we meet we meet, and I'm using we meet. Not that I'm going to write we meet in the on the script, but I'm just saying the setup for what we are going to be displaying is we meet say Kunle, we meet Kunle, a struggling and unsuccessful, a struggling phone thief, right? Let's say a struggling phone thief. We meet Kunle, a struggling phone thief. So he boards a bus and plans his operation, sets his eyes on a target, and when the target loses composure, he strikes, slipping the target's phone out of his pocket. So setup done. Now we go to inciting incident. Inciting incident. He he opens the phone to find a WhatsApp conversation between the phone owner implicates the governor of the state. That's the inciting incident is on today's life. So now we already have the setup, we have the inciting incident. Now we have the rising action. So what happens in the rising action is complete meeting with the negotiator also considers How is story cool because of this event? He So what else can Kunle do? Kunle just you know. So he contemplates meeting with the negotiator, also considered how his story could change because of this event. He makes extra demands, extra demands. He makes extra demands on the negotiator, extra demands on the negotiator. They argue, but now what happens at the climax? I have a pretty twisted climax in my head. So what I'm thinking should happen here at the climax is at the meeting point, negotiator asks only for the other content. Kunle, not knowing, is torn between lying and faking. It's torn between lying, no, making up, evading the question. Negotiator points a gun to his head, asks him again where the other files are. Kunle comes clean. Negotiator tasks him with finding the phone owner, the phone owner and sorting whole the whole issue. Else is going to be killed. Ọlọ́run ti mú. So following action, Kunle begins to search for real phone.